Incorporation of Companies, Section 7. Section 7 of the Act provides for the procedure to be followed for incorporation of a company. The steps involved in the process of incorporation are enumerated in the figure shown below. Majority of steps are covered under Section 7, while some other related to the document such as MOA, that is Memorandum of Association, and Articles of Association governed by Section 4 and 5 respectively. Corresponding procedural aspects are described by Rule 12 to 18 of the Companies Rule 2014, and fees are notified through Rule 12 of the Companies Rule 2014. Steps for incorporation: determine the nature of company, private or public, reservation of name by filling an application, drafting and signing of MOA and AOA, submission of MOA and AOA to ROC, consent of person nominated as directors, submission of statutory declaration of compliance, pay fees and amount of stamp duty, obtain certificate of incorporation, file declaration about address of registered office, filing of documents and information with the registrar. An application for registration of company shall be filed with the registrar within whose jurisdiction the registered office of the company is proposed to be situated. In SPICE plus simplified pro forma for incorporating company electronically plus INC 32 along with the fees as provided under the Companies Rule 2014 accompanied by following documents and information. SPICE Plus is an integrated web form offering 10 services by three central government ministries and departments, that is Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Ministry of Labor and Department and of Revenue in the Ministry of Finance, thereby saving as many procedures, times and cost for starting a business in India. SPICE Plus is initiative towards ease of doing business. Student may refer to FAQs on SPICE Plus form at MCA's website for more details. The duly signed Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association. The Memorandum and Articles of Companies so furnished shall be duly signed by all the subscribers to the memorandum in a manner prescribed by Rule 13 of the Companies Rule 2014 as stated below. Each subscriber shall add his name, address, description, and occupation, if any, in the presence of at least one witness who shall attest the signature, shall sign and add his name, address, description, and occupation, if any. Where a subscriber is illiterate, he shall affix his thumb impression or mark, which shall be described as such by the person written for him, who shall place the name of the subscriber against or below the mark and authenticate it by his own signature. And he shall also write against the name of the subscriber the number of shares taken by him. The type written of or printed particular of the subscriber and witnesses shall be allowed as if it is written, so long as appends signature or thumb impression. Where the subscriber is a body corporate, the memorandum and articles of association shall be signed by director, officer, or employee of the body corporate duly authorized in this behalf by a resolution of the board of directors. Where the subscriber is a limited liability partnership, it shall be signed by a partner of the limited liability partnership duly authorized by a resolution approved by all the partners of the limited liability partnership. In certain cases C or D stated above, the person so authorized shall not at the same time be a subscriber to the memorandum and articles of association. Where a subscriber to the memorandum is a foreign national residing outside India, his signature and address on the memorandum and articles of association and proof of identity shall be notarized by notary with a certificate. Further, if such person residing in a company outside the Commonwealth or which is not a part to the Hugh Apostille Conviction 1961, the certificate of notary shall be authenticated by a diplomatic or consular officer. where subscriber to the memorandum is a foreign national residing outside India and visited in India intend to incorporate a company. In such case, the incorporation shall be allowed if she is having a valid business visa. In case of person is of Indian origin or overseas citizen of India, requirement of business visa shall not be applicable. Practical insight illustration. Extract from Memorandum of Association of Infosys Limited. Identification number L85110KA1981 PLC 013115. We, the several persons whose name and addresses are subscribed below, are desirous of being formed into a company in pursuance of this memorandum of association, and we respectively agree to take the number of share in the capital of the company set opposite to our respective names. Declaration of compliance by professional and director, manager, or secretary of company. A declaration that all the requirement of this act and the rules made thereunder in respect of registration and matters precedent or incidental thereto have been compiled with shall be filed in form number INC 8 by an advocate, a chartered accountant, cost accountant, or a company secretary in practice who is engaged in the formation of the company. A person named in the articles as director, manager, or secretary of company. Declaration by subscriber to the memorandum and person named as the first director. A declaration in form number INC 9 from each of the subscribers to the memorandum and from person named as the first director in the article starting stating that all the document filed with the registrar for registration of the company contain information that is correct and complete and true to the best of his knowledge and belief. He is not convicted of any offense in connection with the promotion, formation, or management of any company. He has not been found guilty of any fraud or misafference of or of any breach of duty to any company under this act or any previous company law during the last 5 years. Address for correspondence. The address for correspondence till its registered office is established. Particulars of person named as the first director. The particular that is name including surname or family name, the director identification number DIN, residential address, nationality, and such other particular including proofs of identity of each person mentioned in the articles as first director of the company and his interest in other firms or body corporate along with his consent to act as director of the company shall be filed in form number DIR 12 along with the fees as provided in the company's rule 2014. Particulars of subscribers to the memorandum. The following particulars of every subscriber to the memorandum shall be filed. Name and recent photograph affixed. Father's, mother's name. Nationality proof of nationality in case of the subscriber is a foreign national. Date and place of birth. Education qualification and occupation, permanent account number, email ID and phone number of subscriber, permanent residential address and also present address, residential proof such as bank statement, electricity bill, telephone bill, provided that bank statement, electricity bill, telephone or mobile bill shall not be more than 2 months old, proof of identity that is for Indian nationals, voters identity card, passport copy, driver's license, a unique identification number, and for foreign nationals and non-residential Indians passport. If the subscriber is already a director or promoter of a company, the particulars relating to the name of the company, corporate identity number, whether interested as a director or promoter. Where the subscriber to the memorandum is a body corporate, then the following particulars shall be filed with the registrar. The name of the body corporate and corporate identity or number of the company or registered number of the company if any, GLN if any, the registered office address or principal place of business, email ID. If the body corporate is a company certified true copy of the body board resolution specifying inter alia the authorization to subscribe to the Memorandum of Association. If the body corporate is a limited liability partnership or partnership firm, certified true copy of the resolution agreed to by all the partners specifying inter alia the authorization to the subscribe to the Memorandum of Association. In case of foreign body corporate, the details relating to the copy of certificate of incorporation of foreign body corporate and the registered office address as per Rule 12 of the Companies Rule 2014. In case any of the object of a company requires registration or approval from sectoral regulators such as RBI and SEBI, then such registration or approval shall be obtained by the proposed company before pursuing such objective, and a declaration in this behalf shall be submitted at the stage of incorporation. In case of company being incorporated as Nidhi, a declaration by the central government under Section 406 of the Act shall be obtained by the Nidhi before commencing the business, and a declaration in this behalf shall be submitted at the stage of incorporation by company. Issue of certificate of incorporation. The registrar, on the basis of document and information filed, shall register all the document and information in the register and issue a certificate of incorporation in form number INC 11 to the effect that the proposed company is incorporated under this act. Certificate of incorporation shall mention permanent account number of the company where if it is issued by the income tax department. Allotment of corporate identity number KIN on and from the date mentioned in the certificate of incorporation, the registrar shall allow to the company a corporate identity number which shall be a distinct identity for the company and which shall also be included in the certificate of incorporation. SIN is a 21 alpha numeric digit based unique identification comparisons data sections element that really reveals the basic aspect about the company. Example, decode the SIN. SIN of Infosys Limited is L85110KA 1981 PLC013115. The first character L reveals listing status, L for listing and U for unlisted. For instance, Infosys is a listed one. The next five digits are 85110. The next two digits are KA reveals the Indian state where the company is registered. For instance, KA is for Karnataka. The next four digits 1981 reveals the year of incorporation of company. The next three characters PLC reveals the company classification, PLC for public, PTC for private, FTC for foreign, and GOI for government. The last six digits 013115 reveals registration number with concerned ROC. Maintenance of copy of all documents with information. The company shall maintain and preserve copy of all the documents and information as originally filed at its registered office till its dissolution under this Act. Furnishing of false or incorrect information or suppression of material fact at the time of incorporation. If any person furnishes or any false or incorrect particulars or any information or suppresses any material information of which he is aware in any of the documents filed with the registrar in the relation to the registration of a company, he shall be liable to action for fraud under section 447. Note, provision of section 447 explains in detail in book chapter 3, prospectives and allotment of security. Company already incorporated by furnishing any false or incorrect information or representation or by suppressing any material fact, where at any time after the incorporation of company it is proved that the company has been got incorporated by furnishing any false or incorrect information or representation or by suppressing any material fact or information in any of the documents or declaration filed or made for an incorporation such company or by any fraudulent action, then the promoters, the person named as the first director of the company, and the person making declaration under this section shall each be liable for action for fraud under section 447. Order of the tribunal. Where a company has been got incorporated, the furnishing false or incorrect information or representation, or by suppressing any material facts or information in any of the documents, or declaring filed or made for incorporation such company, or by any fraudulent action, then the tribunal, on being satisfied that the situation so warranted in the response to any an application made to it, may pass order as it may deem fit, including regulation of the management of the company, including changes, if any, in its memorandum and articles in public interest or in the interest of the company and its members and creditors, or direct the liability of the members shall be unlimited, or direct removal of the name of the company from the registrar of company and winding up of the company, or provide that before making any such order the company shall be given a reasonable opportunity of being heard in the matter. The tribunal shall take its consideration the transactions entered into by the company, including the obligations, if any, contracted, or payment of any liability. Tribunal mean the National Company Law Tribunal, constituted on 1st June 2016 under the Section 408 of the Companies Act 2013. The NCLT is a quasi-judicial body in India that adjudicates issues relating to companies in India. Example: the certificate of incorporation is not the conclusive proof with respect to the legality of the object of the company mentioned in the object clause of the Memorandum of Association. As such, if a company has been registered whose objects are illegal, the incorporation does not validate the illegal object. In such a case, the only remedy available is to wind up the company.
Formation of companies with charitable object, etc. Section 8. The underlying purpose of formation of company is not always making profit through operating economic activities. It may have charitable or social objects. To illustrate, Tata Foundation with SIN, that is CIN U85191 MH 2014 NPL 253500 and Azim Premji Foundation. Students are advised to take note that fifth data section of both the SIN comprise of NPL, which signify not-for-profit licensed company. Such companies are licensed by central government under Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013. The relevant provisions of Section 8 and applicable rules thereto are described below. The power of central government under Section 8 delegated to ROC to the extent and for the purpose of subsection 1, clause 1 to subsection 4, except for alteration of memorandum in case of conversion into another kind of company, and subsection 5, regional director to the extent and for purpose of clause 1 to subsection 4 for alteration of memorandum in case of conversion into another kind of company, and subsection 6, who can issue and get the license under section 8 subsection 1. As per section 8, the central government may grant such a license if it is proved to the satisfaction that a person of or an association of person proposed to be registered under this act as a limited company has in its objects the promotion of commerce, arts, science, sports, education, research, social welfare, religion, charity, protection of environment, or any other such object, intend to apply its profit or other income in promoting its object, and intend to prohibit payment of any dividend to its member. Registration of company using license. After granting license, an application shall be made to the registrar under section 8 subsection 1 itself for registration of company in the manner specified in rule 19 of the company's rule 2014. Application for registration. A person or an association of persons desirous of incorporating a company with limited liability under section 8 subsection 1 shall make an application to register in form SPICE plus along with the fees as provided in the company's rule 2014. Supporting documents along with the application. The application furnished as specified above shall be accompanied by the following documents: the memorandum and articles of association of the proposed company in the form number INC 13 and form number INC 31 respectively, an estimate of the future annual income and expenditure of the company for next 3 years, specifying the source of income and the object of expenditure. The declaration in by an advocate, a chartered accountant, cost accountant, or company secretary in practice form INC 14, and by each of the persons making the application in form number INC 15, that the memorandum and articles of association have been drawn up in the conformity with the provisions of Section 8 and rule made thereunder, and all the requirements of the Rule Act and the rules made thereunder relating to the registration of company under Section 8 and matters incidental or supplemental thereto have been complied with. Alteration of memorandum and articles require prior permission of government. A company registered under this section requires prior permission from central government, power delegated to regional director for alteration of its memorandum. Central government power delegated to ROC for alteration of its articles. Conversion into any kind of company. A company registered under this section may convert itself into company of any other kind only after complying with such conditions as may be prescribed in Rule 21 and 22 of Companies Incorporation Rule 2014 as described below. A company shall pass a special resolution at a general meeting for approving such conversion. An explanatory statement to notice of such general meeting must set out the details on reason of such conversion. The company shall file an application in form number INC 18 with the regional director with the fees along with a certified true copy of the special resolution and a copy of notice conveying the meeting including the explanatory statement for approval for conversion. Also, attach the proof of serving of notice served by registered post or handmade delivery. 2. The Chief Commissioner of Income Tax having jurisdiction over the company, Income Tax Officer who has jurisdiction over the company, the Charity Commissioner, the Chief Secretary of the state in which the registered office of the company is situated, and any organization or department of central government or state government or other authority under whose jurisdiction the company has been operating. Note: if any of these authority wishes to make any representation to regional director, it shall do so within 60 days of the receipt of the notice after giving an opportunity to the company. A copy of the application with annexure as filed with the regional director shall also be filed with the registrar. The company shall within a week from the date of submitting the applications to the regional director publish a notice at its own expense, and a copy of the notice as published shall be sent forth to the regional director, and the said notice shall be in form number INC 19 and shall be published at least once in a vernacular newspaper in the principal vernacular language of the districts in which the registered office of the company is situated, and having a wide circulation in that district, and at least once in English language in an English newspaper having a wide circulation in that district. On the website of the company, if any, and as may be notified or directed by the central government. The company should have filed all its financial statements and annual returns up to the financial year preceding the submission of application to the regional director, and all other returns required to be filed under the Act up to the date of submitting the application to the regional directors. Note: in the event the application is made after the expiry of 3 months from the date of preceding financial year to which the financial statement has been filed, a statement of financial position duly certified by chartered accountant made up to a date not preceding 30 days of filing the application shall be attached. On receipt of the application, and on being satisfied, the regional director shall issue an order approving the conversion of the company into a company of any other kind subject to such terms and conditions as may be imposed in fact and circumstances of each case. Before imposing the condition or rejection the application, the company shall be given a reasonable opportunity of being heard by the regional director. On receipt of approval of the regional director, the company shall convey a general meeting of its member to pass a special resolution for amending its memorandum of association and articles of association, and the company shall thereafter file with the registrar with declaration to adhere condition, if any, imposed by regional director. On receipt of the document referred above, the registrar shall register the document and issue the fresh certificate of incorporation. Revocation of license. The central government's power delegated to regional director may by order revoke the license of company where the company contravenes any of the requirements or the conditions of this section subject to which a license is issued, or the affairs of company are conducted fraudulently or in violation of the object of company or prejudice to public interest. Note: on revocation, the registrar shall put limited or private limited against the company's name in the register. Before such revocation, a written notice must be served on such company. An opportunity to be heard in the matter shall be given. Where a license is revoked and the central government is satisfied that it is essential in the public interest, then after giving a reasonable opportunity of being heard by order, it may direct that company be wound up under this act, excess assets on the winding up or dissolution after the satisfaction of its debts and liabilities may be transferred to another company registered under this section and having similar object, subject to such conditions as the tribunal may impose, may be sold and proceeds thereof credited to the insolvency and bankruptcy fund formed under section 224 of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Company be amalgamated with another company registered under the section and having similar objects. The central government empowered with overriding effects to provide the said amalgamation to the former single entity with such constitution, properties, powers, rights, interests, authorities, and privileges, and with such liability, duties, and obligations as may be specified in the order. Penalty, punishment in contravention. Penalty for offences under Section 8 are summarized below. Offences: company makes any default in complying with any of the requirements laid down in this section. Company shall be punishable with a fine varying from 10 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupees. Directors and every officers of the company who is in default shall be punishable with a fine varying from 25,000 rupees to 25 lakh rupees. The affairs of company were conducted fraudulently. Every officer in default shall be liable for action under section 447. Figure summary of subsection 6 to 11 of section 8. Contravention: license revoked, expressions limited or private limited added to the name, winding up of surplus assets transferred to section 8 company with similar objectives or insolvency and bankruptcy fund, amalgamation with section 8 company with similar objective. Punishment: company with 10 lakhs to 1 crore and directors or officers with 25,000 to 25 lakh, and fraud under section 447. Additional reading: relaxations available to a section 8 company includes can call its general meeting by giving a 14 days clear notice instead of 21 days. Requirement of minimum number of directors, independent director, etc. does not apply. Need not constitute nomination and remuneration committee and shareholders relationship committee.